Hello, it's Emma here from Way to Fitness. How are you this beautiful, beautiful Friday, sunny Friday morning? I wanted to talk to you just a little bit today about iron. Now, iron is a very important element in your body to keep you well because iron transports oxygen. And of course, we need oxygen to be able to be energetic and for our bodies to work well. And so sometimes if some of us have a low iron level, it might be because you might have had an operation and you might have lost blood, you might have heavy periods, there's all sorts of reasons why someone's iron level can be low. But I think sometimes we just need to be reminded about what foods have iron in them and the positive things we can do to make sure our iron levels are as healthy as they can be. It came about that we're talking about it. Let me just turn the camera down a bit. It came about that we're talking about it this week because I got turned away from blood donors because my iron level was low. I don't eat meat. And there were obviously a combination of different factors had created the fact that I went, and she told me that my iron level was low. Good morning, Lou. And that I normally they say come back in 3 months, but I got come back in a year, which was a bit kind of, crikey, better start looking at what I'm eating and also what I'm doing, because I'll tell you about that in a second. So iron, we classically think of liver, don't we? We think of liver and offal full of iron. In fact, red meat is full of heme iron, H-A-E-M, heme iron, because of course there's lots of blood in meat, and that's going to be very good for your iron levels. So any sort of red meat, but also chicken and turkey too. Oily fish is good as well. Non-heme iron is found mainly from plant sources. So we're talking things like pulses, chickpeas, particularly baked beans are really good. I do like baked beans. Chickpeas and lentils have all got pulses, have all got iron in them. On my list, brown rice, tofu, granary wholemeal bread is good too for iron. Green leafy vegetables. Now, non-heme iron sources are not as easily as absorbed as the heme iron. So obviously you're going to get more iron out of your meaty sources than you are out of plant-based sources. But if you're a vegetarian or vegan and you don't eat them, you're going to have to eat a good selection of non-heme iron sources of iron and just do what you can. Green leafy vegetables, especially curly kale, watercress and broccoli. Okay, dried fruit, particularly apricots, raisins and prunes. Okay, so quite a nice selection of stuff there that have got varying amounts of iron in them. Now, interestingly, there are a couple of things you can do to actually absorb more of the iron that's in whatever food you're eating. Now, a tip is vitamin C with your meal. So it could be some orange juice, it could be the vegetables or the fruit in your meal. Hi, Tony. Vitamin C at a meal will help you absorb the iron in your food. Okay, so again, you can have a little glass of fruit juice or have vegetables or a vitamin C source in your food and you'll be fine. Now, a bad habit I'd got into was if you have tea or coffee straight after a meal, there are chemicals in the tea and coffee that inhibits your body absorbing the iron that's in your food. So try and wait an hour before your meal. Don't have tea and coffee an hour before or an hour after your meal, and then that gives your body time to absorb the iron that's in that meal and do you good. All right, so that's those two top tips. Vitamin C with your meal, okay, either as fruit juice or as vegetables in your meal, and don't drink tea or coffee an hour before or an hour afterwards. So those are some top tips. Some of you will take maybe an iron supplement. I think most people probably have no idea what their iron levels are because they never get tested unless you go to blood donors. So that's another good reason to donate blood. They prick your finger and then they put your drop of blood in this little test tube thing of coloured liquid. It was blue. And the drop has got to sink. Mine always floats. So that's the first test they do. It should sink straight down. Mine floats. The next test they do, they prick another finger. Then they put that drop of blood onto a little thing, and the thing goes into a machine, and then the machine gives you the result. And of course it will tell you pretty much what your iron levels are, and it needs to be 125, or in old money 12.5. They've changed the unit. When I was a nurse, it was always 12 point something. Anyway, so it's 125 is what it's got to be, and of course they won't, because they're taking off a whole bag of blood from you, probably nearly about 500 mils. Hi, Mimi. Then actually they're not, if your iron levels are low, they're not going to take that off for your own safety, your own good. And they do give you a good little leaflet to support you. But it does, it does make you think when you've been turned away and your iron levels are too low, you need to do something proactive about it. So check online. Maybe if you've never given blood before and you meet all their criteria, it is the most amazing thing to do. It literally saves lives. And for those of us whose iron levels are too low, we need to go back and review what we're eating and drinking. Anyway, it's great to see you, that you're joining me today. We've done Lift Lean already this morning. We have done our ladies' strength training, which is why I'm nice and hot. And we have Pilates at 10 o'clock for an hour. We do that on Zoom. It's recorded, so I send the recording out to members who can't join me live. Pilates is a wonderful strengthening session, and my Pilates team like an hour. I said, would you like half an hour? No, we want an hour. So we do an hour on a Friday morning. But in August, we're going to be adding Pilates 30 minutes of Pilates to our general timetable in August. So that's going to be an exciting thing for the summer. Anyway, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.